Here we are, world's biggest Christmas store in Frankenmuth, Michigan. You ready to go explore? All right, let's go.
All right, so while my daughters explored the expansive store of ornaments, lights, toys, Christmas trees, decorations, and all sorts of Christmas stuff, I was able to get a behind-the-scenes lesson on the history of the store and so much more. Check it out.
Today we're with Dietrich Bronner, Frankenmuth, Michigan. Bronner, the world's largest Christmas store, correct?
We're in it right now.
We're in it right now. How did it all start?
My grandfather, Wally Bronner, 75 years ago, started painting as an artist. Banners, flyers, billboards, and other people would come from other towns to ask them to be displayed as Christmas decorations in their own towns. And it got to be too much traveling for him to go to all over Michigan, so he decided we're going to do it right here in Frankenmuth, where he was from. And that involved into a storefront with banners and so forth, but then the wives came along and they wanted something for their home, which involved into Christmas decorations. So now we have over 50,000 Christmas decorations for everybody to choose from.
What was the original site? Because this isn't the original site, right? This one was built in 1977.
77 is when we moved here.
Right.
Back in the middle of the 1900s, we were in the middle of town at an intersection. We're not at one spot, but 1, 2, 3 across the intersection, 3 different storefronts. There were lines to get in each one, so when one person went out, the next person was allowed in. And that just got to be too hectic, too much business. So we moved down here. We have a huge 28-acre property right here. 5 acres of it is the parking lot and everything, so there's a huge Christmas lane, hundreds of thousands of lights out there to enjoy at nighttime, and then our store right here is about 1.7 football fields of storefront to enjoy.
How do you come up with new products?
I'm creative, first of all, so it's always so much fun to be out on the floor and see what people are talking about, what's delighting them, what's exciting them. I remember when we did a new product 10 years ago or 5 years ago, and they're still joking about it, talking about it, like, oh, here's the alien, or here's the computer, or whatever people's passion or hobby is.
Right.
So we will go to buying shows and see what's out there, but then my favorite is to see what's not out there. And if there's a hole in what we're offering, we design it and come up with it, and it takes anywhere from a month to a few months, and it'll be out here in the store after it pops in our heads. So I also do the catalog, so if I see that we're missing an area, a topic, an interest that people really enjoy, we'll create that and put that into this year's catalog.
Right, so you're creating it for the customer, not creating it for Bronner's company itself.
It's a little
right?
bit of both
with
me.
Okay.
I like to grow our audience, so we like to focus on the new trends that are coming up. So when you do that, everybody starts raving about it, talking about it, like, oh, here's this funny snowman on a skateboard or whatever.
Right.
And we'll put the new stuff out there, and that generates a lot of interest on social media and so forth. People start talking about it, gets the younger crowd interested, and so we do that. We kind of got to show people what they want, and then they like it that much better.
Got it. But I'm sure that takes a little bit of research to figure out what they want.
It
right?
does.
And a little bit of creativity.
Yep, we're very much a traditionally set store, so our main core is the traditionalists. They don't come in and ask, what's the Christmas color of the year?
Right.
You guys don't care, I can tell you that.
It's red.
It's red. It's always red. Red 10-centimeter ornaments are one of our top sellers. But yeah, people definitely come here for tradition, and we've always maintained that and pushed that. That's our main focus. But then pushing the edges of some, what else is there new to offer? Some of the fun, creative, fun stuff.
Right. Yeah, because I was born in '79, and like you said, this building was built in '77. So I remember, as long as I can remember, as a child coming here every year.
Absolutely.
It's multiple times a year, not even during Christmas, like right now.
Yep, and
right?
people associate Christmas with their memories, nostalgia, and so forth. So the vintage is also a huge trend right now. Stuff from, 60s, 70s, that's also coming back right now, too.
Now, what about the handwriting that you see on a bulb when somebody has it personalized? We were talking about artists earlier,
Absolutely.
Are they hired because they're a good artist, or is it, maybe they're trained or tested out a little bit?
Absolutely. Yep, that goes about 50 years back, so half a century ago already. Wow, my grandfather had a staff party, and then for all of the children of the staff members, he randomly painted, just happened to think of it, painting a Christmas gift for all the children on ornaments about this size, about a 10-centimeter ornament, and everybody loved it so much, they said, that would be a great seller, why don't we do it? So originally, they were all hand-painted when we started selling them. They're all imported from Hungary. That's another story there. My grandpa met that guy's grandpa in the 70s, and we're still working with them. So after that, it evolved into penning. So we not only hand paint, but we also hand pen on ornaments. And that is in very high demand, both on the customer-wise and labor-wise. It's very, especially these days with computers and iPhones and everything, difficult to find enough talent that has good handwriting and so forth that can do it. So we send new applicants home with a bunch of ornaments to paint on or pen on. They go home and do a trial run, bring it back to the interviewers, our staff, and then they have an interview if it works out. And then there's probably about a 6-week training period for them to get up to level speed on painting or penning. And we also personalize stockings and other things too. So embroider stockings, whatever it is, people really enjoy having the name, the family name, or their funny a memo or funny words on it, and dated is really big. They always want the date of what year it is for Christmas,
right?
Or a memorial of their pet or their loved one too is a popular seller. Or weddings, and you name it, we have it.
Right. Are a lot of the 10 centimeter red bulbs you're saying are a lot of those ordered online?
Yes,
and is that where most of them are ordered?
Personalized is probably split and split. Online ordering definitely gets very, very heavy in the fall. So please order early. That's our Christmas wish.
Right.
Please order early, and it's going to get to you much sooner than. Just do yourself a favor and check off your Christmas list right now, and we'll get it to you.
Right.
It definitely is a crunch time later in the fall, but we have an awesome, talented team. They put in a lot of hours to get it done, and it's just amazing how it happens. In the store, you can get it done right in front of you and see it happen. And if you order online, we're extremely happy to do it for you behind the scenes and ship it out safely. We ship out thousands of 500,000 packages a year, and we get 1 or 2 broken in return. And if that happens, we'll ship a new one right back out to you.
Now, you mentioned the other family that Bronners has worked with. Is there a story behind that, like how they met?
My grandpa met this family in Austria, actually at a buying fair in Germany. They were from Austria, and they were there too. And my grandpa said, I kind of like these ornaments. And then this guy said, well, why don't you come to the factory? We'll see what we can do, and we'll do anything you want. So about 50, 60 years later, we are still working with them. They're the only supplier to we're their only customer in America. So
oh, wow.
They're the only people that sell to America from Hungary. We're their only customer. And we design 150 to 200 new designs a year. And that's pretty incredible. 1 or 2 days, every 1 or 2 days we're coming up with a new design. So that's pretty incredible. And they range from dated things to fun hobbies to passions to occupations to some of the funnier stuff and more edgy stuff that we can play with. Don't have to order a ton of them, so we can see if customers like it.
Right.
The alien one still sells well from 20 years ago. So yeah, that one's still a hot seller. Some of the more playful ones we can play with and test them out. But yeah, my grandpa met him 50, 60 years ago, and now I'm working with his grandson too. So it's a 3-generational thing on both sides. We go to the factory in February and play with different colors and samples and painting techniques, and there's always something new. This guy's an engineer and inventor, so he's always got something brand new to play with, be it glitter or paint colors, paint techniques. So it's always fun to push the boundaries of what can be done on a round ornament. It's just a round ornament. But
plus, it sounds like you said he's an engineer, so it's probably like a passion of his. Like
Absolutely.
He can really just get lost in it and it's not work. It's
like, guess what I got? Guess what I got now? I'm like, oh no, here we go again.
Toy store.
And then our artists here have to ramp up their capabilities for how to make it work. But she's outstanding, great, and to keep her mind going that many days all year round is just crazy. And then again, it's a really quick turnaround to see how customers receive it and how well it sells. And it's always fun to see across the nation with our catalog and internet what's the most popular in what state and so forth. So it's really fun.
And so out of all of those products that you have, how many different countries do they come from?
For the whole store has about 50,000 different items, give or take 1 or 2. I counted yesterday, so we might be off now. And about 50 different countries from all over the world. A lot from Europe, Poland, Hungary, Germany, Austria. We get a lot from there. A lot of our made in America as well. We have some really real dear sweethearts that we deal with from America that pour their heart and passion into it. And then a lot of actually fair trade ornaments that my mom was very interested in. So from developing countries, we'll source out fair trade ornaments where they're locally crafted and they supply an income for local villagers and so forth. So those are interesting too.
It's always great.
Very hand spun.
Yep. So you're basically spreading the joy around the world.
Yep, and it's you're emailing and so forth, talking with them around the world. But when you do meet them, it's such a personal connection.
Right.
And then for them provide such great memories and opportunities for the customers. So like, oh, I love this ornament. We got it 10 years ago, and then we're like, we know who made that, and it's just a cool connection all around.
Yeah, that would be kind of cool, because you buy something in another store sometimes, and you're like, you don't really see the story behind it.
Yeah, exactly.
Or really made it. It's handmade.
Yep. And then when we're walking out in the store and we see something that we developed and people are joking about it, like, that's hilarious, or, oh my gosh, this is for Susie, or that's funny, we should buy that one. You're like,
right.
You can't let on that you're the one that designed it, or I'll be looking at you. So it's like, yes, did it.
I think you already mentioned it, but how big is the store? Like the sales floor, like for the public to see?
For the public to just explore the whole entire sales floor, it's 1.7 football fields. So you can see how narrow the aisles are. So to explore almost 2 football fields of going back and forth, all these different aisles, it can take 2, 3, or 4 hours. My grandpa always said to go through the whole store once, just looking around, go twice, looking at the up here where we are, on the display level, and then finally the third time you get to shop. And then he said, it might not cost you to come in, there's no ticket to get in, but it might cost you to get out if you buy something. So, I think we're about 220,000 square feet. So.
Okay. Yeah. And then how many lights are on the property? Like on the
property, millions and millions and millions. And I know the guy that changes them. Not me, thankfully, or else I'd be coming up with a lot of new ornament ideas in the free time. But indoors, we have a team that does that, and outdoors, we have an outdoor team too that does it year round in the wind, rain, and
snow. So it's got to be a full-time job.
Yeah, I would say there's 500,000, I would say, outside, 500,000 outside, and probably 5 or 6 times that inside. Wow. Our electrical bill per day is $1,250.
Yeah, $1,250 per day.
Exactly.
Not per month.
Yeah.
That's per day.
You did have a good idea. We should start our own power plant. So I'll put that in the suggestion box.
Maybe some solar panels on the roof or something, and start. Do you have areas here that are not dedicated to Christmas?
We do. Frankenmuth is a huge tourist destination, as is Michigan, the Great Lakes state. So people come up here from all over the country and all over the world. We get visitors from all different nations, anywhere from 50 to 100 different countries. People from that many countries come here each year and sign our guest books and so forth. And the Silent Night Chapel outside, which is a tribute to where the song was written back in Austria in the 1800s. So we have the chapel outside. They often sign in there, especially the international crew. And then inside, they'll sign it in the info booth or reception or whatever. Yep. So with Michigan being such a popular destination, and Frankenmuth as well for the whole Bavarian tourism aspect, we have a huge tourist area for Frankenmuth, Michigan, the USA, and so forth. We have a dedicated area for all seasons, for different holidays and so forth, and just different gifts and fun stuff as well.
You already mentioned it, but the most requested product or most sold product in the Bronners catalog?
Biggest seller is still the red, shiny 10-centimeter ornaments. We sell probably 1 or 2 containers full a year. So in the whole year, we probably get about 75, 80 containers, the big, long semi-containers of ornaments here. 5 or 6 or 7 of those are from Hungary, that my friend over there who supplies them. And I would say 2 of those containers are the red, shiny ornaments. And they're not very special when you look at them, just a red shiny ornament, but when people receive them with their name on it, their family on it, it's a very special memento. My grandpa started those back in the 60s, and still that's a number 1 ornament, number 1 seller. And gravity does still happen in 2022, so if one does happen to crack and fall at people's homes, they can still order a new one, and we'll ship it out. The same product as 50, 60 years ago, so don't worry, we'll get you a new one.
And you said people like to put the year on it too, right?
People love their years.
Show like, hey, this is from whatever year it may be.
Yep. Whether Alex was born in 1973 or we have a new one coming in 2023, they love the year on it. So to put that in their memory, and every time when they pull it out for their Christmas tree, they remember it.
Right. Now, I'm sure it changes throughout the year, but how many people are employed with Bronners here in Frankenmuth?
We have about 250 people in the slow season, in the spring and summer. It ramps up in the summer, then in the fall we'll get up to about 750 people. That's for welcoming everybody in, handling the lines at checkout, and then also behind the scenes for our catalog and internet business. We have about 200, 300 people back there that are personalizing, shipping, ornaments, packaging them up, the orders, and double checking everything's perfect and good to go.
Wow. And then, so speaking of products, and you ship worldwide, how would somebody, is it Bronners.com?
Bronners.com is the way to go. We have our catalog department in the fall that they can call from, or else customer service anytime. And if it's not online or in the catalog, you can actually have our personalized elves, our customer service team, come out and look on the floor for you if you are looking for a certain niche ornament.
Right. And you said there's 3 million people that the catalog sent to?
Yes, we mail it to about 3 million different people throughout the U.S. and beyond.
So basically, go to Bronners.com and they can become part of that catalog
Absolutely.
mailing list.
Yep.
Right?
You can sign up early and we'll know if we need to print more.
All right. Instagram, Facebook.
All the social media. We have a great, outstanding team that does that. Web development team, great photographers. My dad's a photographer. We didn't hire anybody extra special, just him. So he shoots all the catalog stuff, and then our web team shoots all those photos and Pinterest, Facebook, social media photos. Our blog. There's a huge variety of info. It's not just shopping stuff. It's like informational, educational, entertainment, fun stuff. One of our workers does an outstanding job with our blog, from creating recipes to photoing the whole process of that, to how the end product, to displays, to everything. They just do a really great job for inspiration and just showing how to use stuff beyond just regular decoration. I guess if people really want to enjoy the store, it's definitely a little bit slower in the summer and fall. And the fall to winter, it really ramps up. So if you're going to visit for the really great indoor experience, come on earlier. Again, catalog and internet, get your orders in early, and you'll get them early. Wipe the sweat off your forehead about worrying about your Christmas list. Those are our top 2 requests for customers. But any time of the year is a great time. It is Christmas 361 days a year. We're closed Christmas Day, New Year's Day, Thanksgiving, and Easter. Other than that, we're ready to welcome you in. People are here all day long, and then at night people do like to tour along outdoors and see the light display outside. The Silent Night Chapel is always open for visiting, and it's a day-long experience in Frankenmuth, or a weekend-long experience with the rest of the tourist shops in town.
3 tours of the store, right?
3 tours of the
To
store.
look first.
Yep.
To look at the displays.
We have a passport you can check off when you're done.
All right. And now you mentioned something about, is it the catalog room?
Yeah, sample room.
Sample
We
room.
can look at it there.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So when we talk about like developing ornaments products here, what does that process look like?
Yeah, this is our high-tech design center. We have an artist here who does everything by hand and then actually puts it into the computer too. So first, we have a design team, and we kind of review the art just on paper, and we'll go over different colors and so forth, get the design right, the art right. I always try to have some religious ones. These are all new ones coming out, and then we will send the design off to the guy in Hungary who my grandpa met his grandpa back in the 60s, and we'll request maybe 6 or 7 different color combinations and finally get them shipped here. That's what all these ones are.
Okay.
And decide which color we like best, and then we'll choose it. And let's see, today we have I Love Ice Cream. And we'll play with if we're going to pen it or not, personalize it or not, and see how it works in the paint colors. If we don't like the color enough, he'll work on improving it, or we'll change the colors from the print colors to the ornament colors. Christmas calories don't count. That's a
good one.
Good one.
Is it a bestseller?
I don't know yet. It's brand new. We're in the development room.
Wow.
I don't know yet.
Good point.
Give me 6 months, I'll let you know. Children love their dinosaurs, so this will be a really good seller.
That's
Fossils,
nice.
Yeah. And then for the form ornaments, we have 2 different versions. We have form, like the actual glass form. So those start off as art, kind of like the previous art, but then they actually make a clay version of it. And we'll tell them to switch the clay up, or remove this part, or smooth over this part. And then after that's approved, they go to glass with a metal mold, and then blow the glass part and paint it and so forth. We'll get different colors sent in, and then we'll actually, do the painting on it, the personalizing ourselves,
right,
and see how that looks and change anything that we need to before it's finalized. This was a beautiful one. We got to save the bees. So this one was, again, all just artwork all the way around a big piece of paper, and then turned into clay, and then we modified it to as we needed, and then painted it. There's a few different color variations, but this one's brand new. Went to glass, and it should be a really good seller.
That's pretty nice.
These sell well. People love their pets, especially multiple pets. So this one's a resin one. And this one's good and kid-friendly, so non-breakable resin pretty much. You can personalize the pets' names on there, and again, the same process. Draw it on art, on paper, it goes to clay, and then they make the final resin version of it. So
Nice.
that's our exclusive development for all these right here. These are all exclusive.
They all go through that same process.
Yep.
All right.
And then right behind you is our extremely high-tech catalog layout. So we see what sells best from the previous year, and with the art of technology, which are called scissors and paper.
I love it.
That's my job, is to tape all these on, and thankfully we have talented artists who lay it out however it best fits with the colors and so forth, and the theme per page. We have about 900 to 1,000 items in the catalog, so squeezing everything in 68 pages is can be a bit difficult, but we make it happen. We're always excited to see what customers like best. Probably about 200, 300 new items every year, and 3 million copies go out across the nation and beyond, and then the orders start coming in September, and we go from there. And that's already actually when we start shopping for the next Christmas, seeing what sells best and seeing what we need to design, what we don't have that people are asking for, what holes we see in the catalog or our offering line that people are interested in, what new trends are coming up, and starts all over again. So it's Christmas 361 a year.
Right.
Yep. It's the 4 days we're closed. We try to get our minds off a little, some other, celebrate the actual holidays, Easter, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year. So yeah.
Right.
Other than that, it's work, but it's fun. My grandpa said if you have fun at your hobby all day long, all year long, you never go to work a day in your life. So.
Right. It's the truth.
Yep.
So designing, developing, manufacturing, that all takes a lot of work. But then comes taking orders, delivering ornaments, and all other gifts around the world. That's where the packaging, shipping, and quality departments come into play.
And then we used to go through about two containers, 2 semis full of styrofoam peanuts. And then finally we started making our own out of corn. So they're biodegradable, they completely melt when they're wet. So that's what all these funnels are right here. And they're just tiny little pellets. I can show you down the road here.
So you make those all yourself?
Yeah, it's the machine that makes Cheetos. It's upstairs.
Oh.
These are the peanuts right here. Pre-popping.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It smells like popcorn.
And it's all biodegradable.
Yeah. Yep. And then this is it right here.
Wow.
This basically makes your Cheetos. Yeah. They get funneled downstairs and then up here, and go from there. Okay, so this is the shipping area, and here in the fall they will have this completely filled with workers shipping out thousands, maybe like 4,000 or 5,000 a max packages a day, and the daily tally is right there. That'll get up to about half a million, I think, by the end of the season. And everything's personalized behind here or over there, and then double checked right here, and it comes down the conveyor, packaged up and shipped out right here via these 2 garage doors. And we will basically send out 1 or 2 semis a day during the busy season of thousands of goods. And it's a stressful time because we'll have 20,000 orders in the system, which you can imagine how many ornaments that is.
Right.
If you multiply that by 10 or so per order, and it's busy. We're going crazy at it that time of year.
And you said like when they so is there like a quality check, I guess?
Yeah,
like
right
somebody
here,
that's
right here.
Okay.
They will confirm everything. So here's our painting guidelines and penning guidelines, what it should look like, how everything should be painted and penned, and then they make sure there's a sheet that they get to get the correct spelling, make sure it's done correctly, and everything looks good, and then it's good to go, and then it's confirmed and shipped out after that.
Nice.
And here's some quick Bronners trivia. There's over a total of 570 nativities from 65 nations that are part of Bronner's collection on display in the program center. Each year, over 2 million guests visit annually throughout the world, including 2,000 motor coach groups. And did you know that Bronners has more than 60 billboards? The most distant is on I-75 near Ocala, Florida, north of Disney World. That's about 1,100 miles. Think about that next time you're going to tell your wife, hey, honey, I need to run to the store really quick to get you a Christmas gift. And lastly, John Wayne once ordered a Santa suit from Bronners by telephone on December 15th, 1976. I wonder, did he get 2-day shipping? Hey, I just want to give a big thank you to Dietrich Bronner, Bronner's family, the whole entire Bronners team in Frankenmuth, Michigan, for allowing me to go behind the scenes, learn the history of the store, and share it all with you on the show. Thank you.